We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
What's up, my dudes? How's it going today? dakblake here, and today I have a life story that I am excited to tell you. It's about the week or two that I went to Cancun, and it was really, really fun. So it all started getting onto the plane, and I had to go to a 6-hour flight just waiting there. I ended up falling asleep like twice and waking up. I'm like, hey, we're here yet? No, I still got 3 hours. Well, okay. Yeah, so we got there, and it was beautiful. I mean, I have a picture of like the hotel right here. I'm gonna put it up, boom, right there. It was really cool, but very, very humid. So I was like, hey, let's head to the room. Got to the room, and we got inside. It was very nice, but it smelled like bleach, like bad. So we didn't really want to hang in there, but we're Cancun. I mean, there's more things to do than hang around in a hotel room. So I ended up going to the pool. Lounging about, going into the jacuzzi, and this is all inclusive, meaning like everything was already paid for. I can get all the food and all the drinks I wanted. So I walked up to the bar area, and I was acting like an adult, like in Mexico, Cancun. I was just like, hey, give me one of those mango drinks. He gives me a weird look, and I'm like, non-alcoholic. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So I got some of those drinks. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Hanging around the pool, and I was like, okay, this is the best. And so, it was like around 1 or 2, and my family was all like, well, hey, let's go roam the town a little bit. Let's go and stroll. I heard there was a lot of cool things around Cancun. So I was like, oh, yeah, cool. So we ended up going back to the hotel room, got all dressed up, all nice. I mean, I put on like a nice fedora, got on my button-up shirt, got a nice pair of shorts on. I look awesome. I look like a rich kid, though. I mean, I'm not a rich kid, but I looked like a rich kid. And so we ended up going in a bus that took us to town, I guess. It basically dropped us off on the limits of the town. I was like, the city. And I was like, okay. So we had to walk maybe almost a mile. And so I was like, oh my gosh, it was like 100 degrees with like full humidity. I felt like I was sweating on my sweat. And so, so I kept walking, and we get to this town area, and it was really nice. It looked like Las Vegas, like exactly like Las Vegas. There's shops and everything. And so I ended up walking into one of the shops, and everybody there is so like weird. I mean, they're like, hey, come over here. You want to buy this? Hey, yeah. Come here. I got you. $5. Let's go. Come here. Don't worry. I'm like, oh, no, thank you. All I have is $5. Come on. You can spend it here, man. Let's go. And I was like, no, thank you. Hey, man, you like that fedora? I'll take that fedora off you. $5. I'm like, no, I don't want it. And everything was so pressuring. So we're like, okay, no. Let's go back to the hotel. I was like, okay, I'm done with this. Everybody's getting harassed here. So we got onto a bus, and we were sitting down, and we were going, and it was bumpy ride. Kind of rested my head onto the seat in the back, and I was just like, it's a rough day today. And even though it wasn't, it was so relaxing. And so I was like, and then this guy, seeing out I'm all dressed up, this guy was in like ripped up clothes. Like everybody on the bus was sort of ripped up clothes and stuff, and people started looking at us like weird, like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? I don't know you. And he looked at me and he goes, hey, where are you going? And I was like, oh, like all casually, just like, oh yeah, I'm just headed back to the hotel, why? And he's like, this is not to the hotel. This is like deep downtown, dude. And I was like, wait, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, you need to get off the bus. I was like, what? You need to get off the bus. You have to go into a different bus, dude. I'm kind of warning you. I was like, he like literally said, I was like, okay, wait, whoa, what's going on? I look around, everybody's like, yeah. I mean, so we got off the bus, and I realized we're in a bad neighborhood, like horrible. Like there were motels that were broken up. Like you can see broken windows. You can see like projects, like houses that had gunshot holes in them and vines running up the side of the house. Like, it didn't look good. None of it looked taken care of. There was no nice plotted grass anywhere. And so I ended up starting to freak out. I was like, we're going to die. We're going to die. And there were people walking on the street, like sitting down on the curb, like, smoking a cigarette, looking at us, giving us a weird look. Like, at any moment, we could have been mugged. And because we were dressed nice, it was kind of like even worse. So we started walking, and I was like, Dad, where are we? He's like, and then he looks at me straight in the face. He's like, you listen to me. You don't not make anything. Like, don't make any eye contact, anything, or make it look like we're not supposed to be here. You're going to keep walking, and you're going to keep walking proud, like you're supposed to be here, or we're going to get mugged. And so we kept walking. And so, there were people looking at us on the street, maybe 10 or 20, like on one side of the street was looking. There were people playing like basketball on the other side of the street, just stopping. Like, how weird is that when a basketball game stops and people look at you? I mean, that's creepy. And so I was like praying. I was like, please, God. I was so scared. I was like, please, God, help me, please. And we ended up walking around the corner, and I'm running kind of. And my mom and my little sister, it was scary because they were falling behind. Like, I was like, come on, hurry up, you're gonna die. And so they walk around the corner, and like, I was like, oh my gosh, there was nobody on the street, on the next street that we went on. It was like empty except for one guy in the street. And so, and he looked kind of nice. Like, he wasn't battered up or anything, or looking like, he was from a bad area. We ended up walking to him, and we were like, hey, how do we get back to the hotels? And he was like the nicest guy. And he was just like, oh yeah, you're going to take bus 15, and you're going to take that, and you're going to take that all the way down. But you see, 15 doesn't come out this far. You're going to have to kind of walk down a little bit, catch bus 12 all the way down until you get to bus 15, because you're going to have to head back into the town. And I was like, wow, how do you know all that? Like there was a guy who was just like, hey, yeah, here's this. And everybody that was on the street in the last street, like, nobody was there. It was like just me, us, like our whole family, and that one guy. And it was kind of weird. But then he was like, it was the strangest thing. We start walking across the street to get to the bus, and he goes, hey, you should buy some soap at the Walmart. I'm like, what? How does that have to do with anything? Like, I swear, that's what he said. We walked across the street. He stopped us and was like, hey, buy some soap. I'm like, why? So we ended up getting onto the bus, and after walking forever, we got on the bus, and we were on the way home, and it felt like forever. Like, we were in what seemed like maybe an hour away drive all the way back. Like, I didn't even feel like it. And I think that's why everybody was so concerned, because we got back, and I was just so, pent up, just like scared, hand shaking. Like, I thought I was gonna die that day, and I could have easily, but we survived, and that's why I'm here to tell the story about it. And it's because we got back to the hotel, we relaxed, and we never went back into town. And we probably, if we ever go back there, it's too expensive. But if we ever do, we're not going back into town. I can promise you that. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the story, and peace out, my dudes.